guys, welcome back to Choose Your Own Path. Yeah, part two. Here we go. So, what we did, or what I did, was I didn't do the brick thing. I figured it'd be easier this way. Took a piece, cut out a door, but I did build the sides. We're going to build the other side. The door is going to be here, but it's not going to be just a door. It's going to be a drawbridge door. So the next step after we finish this piece is we're going to take this amount out of here. So when the door drops, it could drop level to the next playing area. And if something is attached to it, we can go from there. We'll figure it out. All the great comments that you guys are giving me, sweet, love it. Again, I want to thank everybody who supports the channel, has only positive things to say about what I'm doing. Leave me always a comment below. The tip jar, I want to say thank you to everybody that is involved in donating. That helps me put out more builds where I can buy stuff like the hot glue, paints, even styrofoam and all that. Like this stuff here is that pink board that I use. Where it's not cheap, it's not expensive, but again, I don't use the home family business or money to support the business channel. It's just not what I do. So, very simple. Got our hot glue gun out. Make sure we got a lot of pieces. All we're doing is taking our bricks, and all I'm going to do is take the knife, cut them to size, save the little bits for later if we have to. Add a little bit of hot glue to each piece. When you're adding hot glue, make sure, don't touch it, it's hot. Just make sure you spread it around a bit, just so that it doesn't, the backs, like this stuff, how do you say it, it tends to leave these little wisps and all that. We can get rid of that later. I showed you guys an easy way to get rid of the wisp. A little bit of water, and then bring it down. Pre-painted everything beforehand, that you guys don't need to see. What I do with, when there is big chunks of glue that stay there, I could cut them off, or I just take black paint, I paint over them. You'll never see them. Kind of adds to it, eh? So yeah, again, just adding little pieces, just a little bit of hot glue. You don't have to add a lot, just like a line, kind of spread it around, and we are staggering the pieces so that we can get some nice clean kind of looking bricks. And again, just trying to figure out the pieces of where we want it to go. Just like I said, just a little bit of hot glue, give it a little bit of a swirl like so, and then add it to your piece, push it down. Now if you get a big chunk of hot glue on the top, that's fine, because all that's going to help out by adding to the piece itself. It won't go all over the place like so. Alright, you see it there what I'm doing? Just a staggering back and forth. So let me finish this up and get back to you, because this is just boring. Alright? Alright. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our other, we still don't have anything to do our cutting, but it may be something coming soon. I'll let you guys know. Something a little surprising. So what we did was took our razor tip and again just put a wire on it. It works okay. We're just going to cut out a piece. I have it marked out, like I said earlier. I want to go the width of this, or the thickness. So all we're going to do is use this tool, and we're just going to cut out this section that we have marked. Hey, that's hot. Don't get me wrong, this tool does work well. So once you have that all cut out, clean up your mess. Always keep a garbage can at the bottom. And what we want to do want this to sort of still fit in the door, but when it drops, we want it so that it could drop like so. So it will have a level to the playing area, just for whatever. And then it can be brought back up here and back to the door. Okay, so we're just going to do a little tweaking on here with a knife, just to get rid of some of it. Okay, then we'll take a piece of, we have a sanding block here. We're just going to go back and forth. We're going to sand it to make it look straight without dropping everything. Alright, I'll do this. I'll do it back. Alright, so next we want to do is create, this would be when the door shuts or falls down. We want to create like a wooden kind of a railing, not railing, but a path. Got ourselves a popsicle sticks. We're doing a 1 at the edge, 1 big one, 2 small ones, and so on and so forth. I don't know if I'd have enough room to put the last one at the end. What it would do, probably nothing, because it's not enough. So we might have to switch that pattern up by doing the 2 big ones, excuse me, 1 big one, 1 small one. There, that'll work better. I don't know what happened last when I just recorded, but whatever. So all you're gonna do is take your piece and just hot glue some popsicle sticks, make a pattern if you want. Then we're just gonna cut it out. So we'll just go about by cutting that piece around off and here off, and then you could either do before or after, but I'll do it after. Is we're gonna texture this. You want to texture this as in you want to either cut into it, if you have a Dremel or a Fordham and you got a sanding bird, like one of those round things, give it a little bit of scratches just to make it look like it's an old wooden piece. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this and I'll come back. All right, we're going to give it some texture. So we took a rotary tool and we just kind of made some lines in it, kind of sanded it down. Then all we're going to do is take our razor tip and we're just going to make some wooden kind of lines through it, like so. And then when we're done this, we're going to paint it up. So I'll keep on doing this. We'll get to the paint. All right. So once you got your base in, we're just going to give it basically a Mod Podge kind of black wash to it. This will allow it to dry harder, and then we'll add whatever color we think is best. Plus, when I sanded it down, I wanted to make it level, so I kind of took off some of the paint, or some of the part of the styrofoam, to make it even. So, and, you know, I wear a glove. It's always good to wear gloves. Stuff is messy because it's sticky. And we just want to get a good gooping of it. Now if you want to work on it right away, best thing to do is get a hairdryer and sort of just put the hairdryer to it. Oh, and there's the shop kitty. No shop kitty. So going about by putting a good amount of Mod Podge and black paint and distilled water helps. It gets into all the little cracks, it flows, and it dries fairly fast. Like I said, hair dryer is probably your best bet if you want to go on to the next stage. Then that's the best way to do it. And like I said, we did the wood kind of look with the burner and everything, because we just don't want it to look like popsicle sticks. Alright, so as this dries, we will get on to the next step. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to add some brown and yellow with a bit of water, distilled water. And we're just going to give that a good mix. Kind of lightens it up. You could use any color you want, don't matter. And all we're going to do is mix this really well. And we're going to give it a brush. We're just going to brush the brown on, because we want this to look like wood. Like wood. So we're just going to add this on our picture, our castle gate, I guess, or what would you call this? Like the drawbridge, I guess, part. Getting into all the little spots. We want those little lines to pop out. Brushing them into it. Now we are painting this. We're not just adding like a dry brush. We're painting this piece. We don't want it too thick. We want a little bit of the black to show, like so. I'll try to get a little bit of the edges here. Then you got a wooden door, so it is brown. Kind of hard to see on the light here. Okay, so we're gonna let that set. Also, we'll come back to our big piece. And we'll just give it a little touch up the frames. Like so, just in case we miss, because we did a little quick coat last night. A little quick painting last night of this. Move that guy's side. Dry. Like I said, this is all a beginner's tooling, beginner's set. We're using just very simple items that we have. This is all dollar store paint. We're not going for the big fancy stuff because we don't have it. And that's not what this channel is about. See, we did, where is it? We did that door here. And then there's a door on this side too, for the inside of the castles. Oops, and then I wouldn't touch that. Alright. So, these will dry for a bit. And then we'll keep on to the next step. Alright. In order to make the door shut, we need to add some sides to it. So we're just going to take some hot glue and we're going to run a bead on it very lightly. And this will be added like this. And I'll show you why I did this in a second. Alright, and we'll just stick that on. So we added this like this. Now why I did this, I'm going to show you. The doors are going to have a gap in them, which is fine. But we want the door to be able to come down and shut and then be brought back up. It's going to sort of hide the gap. Not too overly worried about it. And then we can figure out how we're going to drop it so it stays, stays down. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to drill a hole through the side panels, and then we'll add a chain to the back so that we put it in. So let me figure that out. Alright, so we're going to make the drawbridge. So all we did was we just took 2 strips of paper of cardstock and we put them at the bottom, and we kind of made like a leverage We still have to sand this down a bit so that it fits better, but we're actually going to make the chains for it. So all I want to do is take some hot glue. I punched 2 little holes in here. Just going to add some hot glue in this hole, like so. I'm just going to take the chain, the one chain, and I'm going to just stick it in there somehow. And we'll take the other half of the chain. We're just going to drop it to the length of the bridge, and that's going to just hold it, so just gives it the illusion that it's got a piece that's going to hold it together. So we'll just bring it up to there, add our hot glue. So now we have it so the door, when the door is open and closed, it stays solid. Okay. The hot glue will keep it in place, and that's good. But then for the second piece, what we want to do is we want to fit the chain through the hole. Alright. Through the hole. And we want to leave some length on the other side. So this, what will happen, we'll be able to pull this side of the chain and draw the door up and down. I hope it works. I'm not sure. This one will do, I bet you. That's okay. We could always shorten the stick in the inside as we're looking at it, okay? So now, if this in theory works, we should be able to grab the other side of the chain. And the stick came out. Darn it. That's okay, we'll figure it out. And as this is, we'll sand that down. So we should be able to bring the drawbridge down from here, and also have it to be brought back up, like so. Alright, nothing fancy, nothing crazy. We may have to have a little problem there, but we'll figure it out. So I'll figure this out and I'll come back. Alright, so I'm going to give you a little update on what's going on. So we put our drawbridge in, and I got a little rope here that just makes it go up and down. So all you're going to do is pull it, and then I got a little stick back here that I just tie. I just go wrap it around, and it's there. And to bring it down, just let go of it. What do you think? Something different? Alright. So next we're going to work on the tower tops. See what we can do there. So I gotta plan that out. We'll get that ready, and that'll be on the third video. Alright, so stay tuned for that.